Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking one of the biggest revolutions in cancer treatment. We're talking about a new class of drugs that are less like a bomb and more like a guided missile. We're going to explore how they're changing the fight against cancer and, in the process, fueling a multi-billion-dollar gold rush. You know, for decades, our main weapon against cancer has been chemotherapy. And it's powerful, for sure, but it's also incredibly indiscriminate. It's designed to attack any cell that divides rapidly. And yeah, that gets the cancer, but it also wages war on healthy parts of your body. It's like carpet bombing a city to take out one building. The collateral damage is just immense. So that's the question that has driven researchers for years. How do you destroy the target without leveling the entire neighborhood? What if you could swap that carpet bomb for a laser-guided missile? Well, the answer to that question has led to a whole new, much smarter class of drugs designed for exactly that, a precision strike. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at the problem, that blunt instrument we've been using. Then we'll get into the brilliant solution that was born from it. After that, we'll dive into the absolute market explosion it created, look at how the tech is evolving, and finally, map out the big challenges that still lie ahead. So, to really get why this new tech is such a game changer, you first have to understand the problem it was built to solve. Right, this is the core issue. Chemotherapy works because cancer is all about rapid, out-of-control cell division. The problem? So are a lot of other things in our bodies. Our hair follicles, the lining of our gut, our immune cells, they all divide quickly. So this approach, while it does kill tumors, is just a blunt instrument that takes a massive toll on patients. So all of that severe collateral damage from chemo sparked a really simple, but honestly a profound question. How can we deliver a potent poison only to the cancer cells and just leave the healthy ones alone? And the answer is the Antibody-Drug Conjugate, or ADC for short. And the best way to think about it really is as a biological missile. It's a modular weapon system designed for maximum precision against one very specific target. It's this beautiful, super precise three-step process. First, you've got the antibody. That's the find phase. It acts like a heat-seeking missile, hunting for a specific protein that's way more common on cancer cells. Once it locks on, the whole package gets pulled inside the cell. And only then, once it's safely inside the enemy headquarters, does the third part, the chemical linker, break apart and release the warhead. That's a highly toxic chemo drug that just destroys the cell from the inside out. So when you have a weapon this effective, this precise, what does that do to the market? Well, it ignites a financial gold rush because every single major player wants it in their arsenal. And the numbers here are just staggering. The market is projected to rocket from about $10 billion in 2023 to over $66 billion by 2030. To put that into perspective, that's a compound annual growth rate of over 30%. That's just wild. And you can really see the sheer velocity of that growth right here. This is not a gradual climb, it's practically a vertical ascent. And this isn't just hype. It's being driven by blockbuster drugs that are delivering incredible results for patients and getting approved for more and more uses. And this explosive growth isn't built on speculation, not at all. It's built on decades of painstaking, difficult work in the lab. Every single dollar of that market forecast is a bet that the underlying science is going to keep delivering these incredible breakthroughs. And of course, Big Pharma is placing massive bets. They're not just trying to develop these things in-house, they're spending tens of billions of dollars to straight up acquire the companies that have already mastered the technology. I mean, look at Pfizer's $43 billion deal for Seagen. That was a landmark move that instantly made them a leader in this entire field. But here's the thing. Those first-generation ADCs, they were just the beginning. Now, companies are in an all-out race to build even better, smarter, and more lethal biological missiles. The technology is just evolving at an incredible pace. And we're not just talking about finding new targets for the missiles. Now, the innovation is happening at every single level, improving the antibody, redesigning the linker, and creating new warheads to build a fundamentally better weapon. So let's break down some of these upgrades. First, you've got smarter antibodies. Think about using what are called bispecific antibodies that can grab onto two different targets at once. That means better accuracy and a much lower chance of hitting the wrong cell. Second, more stable linkers. This is absolutely crucial because it prevents the missile from detonating too early in the bloodstream, which is a major source of those nasty side effects. Third, totally new warheads. Researchers are developing new toxins and even dual payloads that hit the cancer with two different weapons at the same time to overcome any drug resistance. And finally, you've got entirely new concepts, like DACs. These don't just kill the cell, they deliver a package that basically tells the cell to destroy its own cancer-causing proteins. It's incredible stuff. So it all sounds amazing, right? But, and there's always a but in science, the road ahead is full of some really significant challenges. These are complex weapons, and deploying them effectively is far from easy. And this slide really gets to the central tension of the whole ADC story. On one hand, you have the promise of a truly revolutionary therapy, something that could move from being a last resort to a frontline treatment. But on the other hand, you have the harsh reality of remaining side effects, incredibly complex and costly manufacturing, and just fierce competition. So, there are really 4 key battlefields that innovators have to conquer. First, and this is a big one, is safety. These drugs are still incredibly powerful, and managing side effects is a huge hurdle. Second, regulation. The bar for getting these drugs approved is getting higher and higher. Third, manufacturing. I mean, these are just unbelievably complex drugs to produce, and it's a real bottleneck for the entire industry. And finally, competition. With so much money pouring in, the fight for the most popular targets is becoming this brutal winner-take-all battle, a real red ocean. And this quote really just nails it. This is the end game. The winners in this space won't just be the ones with the most powerful warheads. They're going to be the companies that can solve that toxicity problem, making these missiles not just more powerful, but fundamentally smarter and safer. So ADCs are here, and they are changing everything. They're moving from the fringes of research right to the front lines of cancer therapy. But this isn't the end of the story, not even close. It's the start of a massive technological arms race. The competition is fierce, the stakes are absolutely enormous. And it leaves us with one final big question. Who is going to build the ultimate biological missile?